Stories for Monday, August 26th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. On Mondays, we talk about what the head of Instagram shared on his Ask Me Anything. Let's dive right in. The first question, I actually learned something, so let's do this one first. It's all about collab posts. If you're not familiar, when you make a post, you have the opportunity to tag someone, which is when it shows that that person is in the photo or the video, or you can add them as a collaborator, indicating that you worked on the post together, and it will appear in both of your feeds for both of your followers to see. The question that someone asked is, do collab posts give higher engagement? Interestingly, and this is a little algorithm hack, it is in your best interest to have whoever has the bigger following be the one to do the initial post and then tag whoever has the smaller following as the collaborator. Here's Adam's answer for this question.
Overall, yes, but we do need to do a better job ranking collab posts. In general, the ranking system biases more towards the original collaborator than the person who accepts. It really shouldn't matter, but right now it matters a bit. So if the original collaborator is the larger account, that will help on the margins.
These are the kind of algorithm tips and hacks that you listen to this show for. Let's do another one. The next question, can posting my recent reel to stories help reach? The answer to that is yes. I have been saying that for a long time. If your reach is down, that can mean one of two things: the reach that you get to your existing followers, or the reach to people who do not follow you yet. They might find you from the Explore page or other ways. So here the question is, can posting my recent reel to stories help reach? The answer to that is it's going to help your reach for people who follow you only, not for accounts that don't follow you, because they're probably not watching your story. Here's Adam's answer, proving that my answer is in fact correct.
Posting a reel to your stories will help a bit with reach. Usually for most people, and you should check for you if this is the case, your feed posts get a lot more reach than your stories. And this is because there's a ton of stories inventory, so there's a lot more competition relative to feed. But it will just generally be additive. So it's a good practice as long as it's not something that annoys your followers. I'd try it out and see how it does.
The next question has to do with Reels and creating your own. If you are not aware, within Instagram, there are Reels templates, which you can use to create Reels based on your existing content that is inside your phone. Instagram will make suggestions based on trending audios and other things. I personally do not use that. I like to watch videos and then copy them. But if you want to make Reels using the Reels templates, by all means. Here's how to find them.
Templates are a great way to get started making Reels if you aren't sure where to get started. So if you go to Share and then you go to Reels, you'll see at the top there's a series of options, and one of them is called Templates, and you can look for things that might inspire you.
The next question is all about seeing your feed in chronological order. Do you remember that's how Instagram was way back in the day? It seems like a lifetime ago now, but Instagram used to not have the algorithm. It was just a chronological feed that you could scroll back through, and when you reached a picture that you had seen before, good news, you were done, and that's a sign that you should go do something else. Instagram recently reintroduced the ability to look at your feed in a chronological manner. It is not the default setting in your feed. You have to go there by tapping on a specific button within the Instagram app, but it is possible.
When you first load Instagram, if you tap on the logo, or if as you're scrolling, you tap on the title on the top, you can actually see a following feed as an option, and that will show you only posts from accounts you follow and in chronological order.
The next question has to do with the thought process that the Instagram team has when it comes to the whole Reels editing experience. The question, how are you thinking about improving Reels editing? I have my own ideas for how the Reels editing could be improved, but here's Adam's answer.
Our job is to give creators the flexibility to tell their stories however they want, which means we should be building the best creative tools in the industry, and that is not always the case. So we do need to make, for Reels specifically, it easier to be inspired, easier to find things and figure out how they were made so you can make your own, and easier and simpler just to make anything so that it's anybody's option to make an amazing reel. The way Instagram democratized photos when we first launched so many years ago, we should be able to bring that to video, and we're making progress, but there's a lot more we need to do.
You know what I'm thinking the Reels editor needs? When I'm finished editing the reel, it should just let me post it to every single part of the internet that I humanly can. On Instagram, it should go to Reels, broadcast channels, stories. It should go to Threads. It should go to TikTok. Everywhere. I shouldn't have to waste all this time going to different platforms posting the same content. Obviously, there are tools to do that, but when you offer native tools inside the app, don't make me save the reel and then go to other apps and just let me do it one time and be done with it. Cross-posting for the win. That's what I say. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into a lot of feature suggestions that people have for Instagram, so stick around. And we are back. Now we're going to do a rapid fire session of people giving suggestions for how to improve the Instagram app and the head of Instagram saying whether they're good ideas or not. I will, of course, weigh in with my thoughts as well. The first one, edit carousel order after post. This person is asking for the ability to reorder photos or videos once they've already been posted in a carousel. Maybe the third picture should be the first picture, or the 10th picture should be the 7th picture. Whatever you want to do, it should be up to you whether or not you've posted that carousel or not already.
You can actually delete a photo in the middle of a carousel after you post it, but you cannot reorder it. That is a good request. I will take that to the team.
I think it's a good request as well. Surprised nobody else has thought of it already. The next question, would love highlights to feature recent stories first instead of starting with oldest. I will say right off the bat that I am still not into story highlights and I still don't like them, so I still don't care. But here's Adam's answer for this suggestion.
I do get this request a lot. I'll definitely talk to the team about it. In general, I think we have to figure out how to create more customization for the profile without allowing the profile to get too complicated or too ridiculous, which is an interesting balance. And things like allowing you to decide which order or reorder your highlights or your grid, I think are very much in the spirit of what we need to try to do without making the profile a mess.
That's a vote for yes for me for customizing your profile, but still a no for me on story highlights. Just remove them, throw them away, and never talk about them again. Next suggestion, ability to sort new followers by their following size. This would help a lot. I could potentially see the reason why someone might want this.
This makes a lot of sense, particularly in a world where people can pay for verification. So I will talk to the verification team about that and to the Instagram team.
People ask me sometimes, why do you talk about Instagram? And it's not that I love the platform that much. I think there are better platforms out there, and I've been saying for a long time how much more I'm enjoying TikTok. The reason that Instagram is so unique is that they have such an engaged community of people who use the app. They give feedback on what they want to see in the app, and the Instagram team rolls out new features faster than any other app I have ever seen and that anyone has ever seen. They deploy features at record speed to make sure that the users are happy and engaged. Does it work all the time? No. Sometimes they roll back features that people really weren't that interested in. Sometimes they roll out features and I wonder who on earth is that feature for? But by and large, they do an incredible job at taking this user feedback and turning it into features that people actually want to use and will use. And for that, I have to continue to applaud them. When people ask, why do you want to work at Instagram? That's really the main reason. I've worked on so many different products that take so long to roll out new features that by the time they roll out, the actual users no longer care. And maybe they never cared in the first place, and we didn't get the data to find out whether or not they cared before we did the work. That's on us. But sometimes I don't get the choice. I have to roll out the feature anyway. My point is, Instagram really takes this feedback seriously, and I respect that. That is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening. If you like this kind of content, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You can get to that directly from the link in the show notes, and it helps other people to find the show. Come back next time for more Instagram news, TikTok news, strategy, other things that I think are really important that you need to know that you can't live without. You can always find it here.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work, without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.